Hey man, the worst part of a breakup is not always the breakup itself. It's the picture your mind keeps painting after it. She looks fine. Better than fine, actually. She's posting, she's out, she's laughing. Maybe she's got new people around her. Maybe she looks lighter than she did with you. And there you are, in the dark with your chest caved in, replaying old conversations like they hold some hidden answer. You can't eat right. You can't sleep right. Your mind keeps asking the same ugly question from 10 different angles. Was any of it real? That is the stage where most men break themselves. Because in that stage, it looks like she won. It looks like she walked away clean while you got left holding all the weight. But what most men never understand is this. Breakup pain rarely lands on both people the same way at the same time. Like one person gets hit by the loss, the other gets hit by the consequences. And those are not the same thing. The loss is immediate, the consequences take longer. That's why the person who looks calm in the beginning is not always the one who ends up okay in the end. A lot of women leave a relationship running on emotion. Not always because the man was evil. Not always because the relationship was broken beyond repair. Sometimes because they got restless. Sometimes because they got bored. Sometimes because they got pulled by fantasy. Sometimes because they confused intensity with meaning. Sometimes because attention from the outside world made them feel like there had to be something better waiting just beyond the door. And in that moment, leaving feels powerful. It feels like certainty. It feels like relief. That relief is what fools you, because relief is not the same thing as peace. Relief is what people feel when they escape pressure. Peace is what they feel when they made the right decision. Those two things can look identical for a few weeks. Then life starts asking questions, quiet questions, expensive questions, the kind nobody can answer with a selfie, a caption, a girl's night, or a rebound. That's when things start changing. You, on the other hand, usually don't get relief first. You get impact first. You get the full hit right to the ribs. Your ego gets cracked. Your routine gets torn apart. The house feels different. The bed feels colder. Food tastes like cardboard. Even the gym feels strange for a while. Everything reminds you of what left. But there's something brutal and beautiful about a man's pain when he handles it right. It forces him into reality. He can't hide in pretty words. He can't distract himself forever. He can't post his way out of emptiness. So eventually he does one of two things. He collapses into self-pity, or he starts rebuilding. Slowly at first, ugly at first, with no applause, no audience, no one handing him emotional support every 5 minutes. He just starts. One hard morning, one clean meal, one workout, one unanswered urge to text her. One night where he finally decides not to stalk her page. One week where he puts that energy back into his body, his money, his purpose, his faith, his peace. That's how men change after heartbreak. Not in one dramatic moment, in private, in silence, in repetition. And this is exactly where the reversal begins. Because while you're being forced to become stronger, she is often being allowed to feel temporarily justified. That feels good at first. It really does. Her friends back her. Her phone stays busy. New conversations make her feel wanted. A fresh face gives her that little chemical rush. People tell her she did what was best for herself. She tells herself she's stepping into a better life. But then the smoke clears. And reality is boring in a way fantasy never warns you about. The new guy is exciting for 10 minutes and ordinary after that. The compliments start sounding recycled. The flirting starts feeling cheap. The freedom she thought would feel expansive starts feeling noisy. Too many people, too many shallow conversations, too many nights that go nowhere. See, too much stimulation and not enough substance. That's when her mind starts going back. Not because she planned to miss you, because comparison begins without permission, and comparison is where regret is born. See, when a woman leaves a man who was grounded, steady, loyal, and real, she usually doesn't appreciate those qualities fully while she has them. Stability is quiet. Loyalty is quiet. Consistency is quiet. It doesn't hit like drama hits. It doesn't spike the nervous system like uncertainty does. It doesn't create those highs and lows immature people mistake for passion. But after she leaves, she finds out something painful. A lot of what felt exciting outside the relationship was only exciting because it was temporary. Temporary attention, temporary chemistry, temporary novelty, temporary ego boosts. And temporary things have a nasty habit. They expire right when the silence starts. That's when she begins remembering you differently. At first, after a breakup, people rewrite history to protect their decision. That's normal. They zoom in on your flaws, they replay your bad moments, they act like the relationship was all weight and no warmth. That story helps them leave, it helps them sleep, it helps them avoid guilt, but memory doesn't stay loyal to pride forever. Over time, the sharp edges soften. The annoying little things stop feeling so important. The moments she dismissed while she had you begin to glow in hindsight. The way you showed up, the way you stayed calm when things got hard, the way you made life feel more solid, the way your presence carried weight, the way she didn't have to question where she stood with you. That memory shift is dangerous, because once someone starts missing not just your face but your nature, that regret gets deep. Now it's no longer, I miss the relationship. Now it's, I may have let go of a man I can't actually replace. And that thought does damage, especially when your silence stays intact. A lot of men ruin this part. They panic and reach back. They send a paragraph. They try to explain themselves better. They try to prove their value to someone who already had access to it and still walked away. They keep checking in, keep hovering, keep letting their pain speak for them. Bad move, because when you stay available after being discarded, you protect her from feeling the full weight of losing you. But when you go quiet, when you really go quiet, something changes in her head. Well, she starts waiting for the reaction she expected, the angry message, the drunk text, the late night confession, the desperate reach, the sign that she still has a grip on your nervous system. And when it never comes, her certainty begins to crack. Not because silence is a game, because silence is information. It tells her you're adapting. It tells her life did not stop. It tells her she is not the center of your future anymore. It tells her the version of you she thought she could return to on command is disappearing. That hits deeper than men realize, because attention flatters people, access reassures them. But your absence teaches them. It teaches her that she was not as irreplaceable as her ego assumed. It teaches her that a man can hurt, heal, and move on without making a public performance out of it. It teaches her that losing a solid man doesn't feel heavy right away. It gets heavier as his life keeps unfolding without her in it, and that unfolding matters, because your growth is not just about revenge-proofing your life. It creates contrast, real contrast, the kind no words can compete with. She sees you leaner, more focused, calmer, less reactive, less needy, more disciplined, more at peace, more yourself than you were when the breakup first tore through you. Now she has to sit with an ugly possibility. Maybe leaving you didn't expose your weakness, maybe it activated your strength, maybe the man she thought she outgrew was actually still becoming, maybe she let go too early, maybe she mistook temporary dissatisfaction for permanent truth, and once that thought enters, it doesn't leave easily, because from there, every mediocre experience after you adds weight to it. Every shallow man, every flaky man, every selfish man, every smooth-talking man with no backbone, every guy who knows how to excite her but not protect her, every guy who can charm her in public but can't lead himself in private. All of them become mirrors. Not mirrors of who you were at your worst, mirrors of what she traded away. That's why rebounds often backfire so hard. They are usually less about connection and more about emotional anesthesia. She wants to feel chosen again, desired again. She wants proof that leaving you did not lower her value. She wants momentum. She wants noise. She wants to outrun the stillness. But rebounds are built in the shadow of someone else, and anything built in the shadow will eventually reveal itself in daylight. When the novelty burns off, your reality walks in, and reality is rude. It shows her the difference between chemistry and character, between thrill and trust, between being entertained and being held down by something real. That's when regret gets personal, not public, personal. She may not call you, she may not confess, she may never say your name out loud again, but regret doesn't need an announcement to be real. It shows up in strange moments. When she gets home from somewhere loud and her room feels too quiet, when a song drags your memory back into the present, when she sees a man doing something small but solid and it reminds her of how safe you used to feel, when she notices the men around her can perform attraction but cannot carry substance, when she sees you looking peaceful and peace is the one thing she still hasn't found. Or that's the kind of regret that grows slowly and lives long, and pride makes it worse. Because once someone has told the world they were right to leave, admitting otherwise becomes humiliating. Now it's not just about missing you, it's about swallowing a story. It's about facing the possibility that they misjudged the situation, misjudged you, maybe even misjudged themselves. Most people would rather suffer in private than admit they threw away something rare. So they stay quiet. And quiet regret is heavier than loud regret, because loud regret at least tries to move. Quiet regret just sits in the chest and ages there. Then time adds one more layer, the future. This is where the real punishment begins. And no, you do not have to lift a finger for it. Life does the work, because time changes the dating market. It changes energy. It changes choices. It changes how people are valued and what they can realistically get. The pool does not stay infinite. The fantasy of endless options starts collapsing. The faces change. The attention changes. The confidence starts getting more expensive to maintain. Meanwhile, the man who used heartbreak as fuel becomes harder to access, harder to replace, harder to forget, harder to reach. Now the loss feels final. Not dramatic, final. That's a different kind of pain. It's one thing to miss someone when you think you can still come back. It's another thing to miss someone after you realize that version of him is gone and the new version would never settle for what he once tolerated. That realization can haunt a person for years, and here's the part most men need to hear. Her regret is not your job. You do not need to make speeches. You do not need to post for effect. You do not need to flex for reaction. You do not need to keep score. You do not need to sit around fantasizing about the day she finally gets what she lost. That mindset will trap you too. Your only job is to become so rooted in your own life that whether she regrets it on Tuesday, next year, or never says it out loud at all, stops mattering to your peace. Because the deepest win is not making her suffer. It's becoming a man who no longer needs the apology. Still, understand this clearly. When a woman leaves a good man for fantasy, for ego, for noise, for temporary emotion, time usually does not reward that choice. It tests it. And most choices built on impulse fail under testing. That's why what looked like freedom in month 1 can feel like loss in month 12. That's why the man who cried in private can end up stronger than the woman who smiled in public. That's why the beginning of the story lies, and the ending tells the truth. In the beginning, you feel abandoned. In the end, she may feel exposed. In the beginning, you think she escaped with the better deal. In the end, she may realize she left substance for stimulation. In the beginning, your pain is obvious. In the end, hers may be invisible, but deeper. That's why your ex often feels worse over time. Not because women are magical, not because you cast some spell by disappearing, not because every breakup follows the same script, but because reality catches up to people who make permanent decisions from temporary emotions. And if you were really that man, if you were solid, loyal, grounded, present, and she still walked away, chasing a fantasy she could not sustain, then yes, one day the weight of that choice is likely going to find her. Maybe in a crowded room, maybe in a quiet apartment, maybe while looking at your name, maybe while looking at your absence. And when it does, it will hit different, because by then you won't be the same man she left. You'll be harder, cleaner, wiser, more disciplined, less easy to shake, less easy to access, less willing to hand your heart to somebody who only values it once it's gone. That's the part that stays with her. She won't just remember losing you. She'll remember losing the version of you she had access to before the world had taught you what loss costs. And that is why time cuts deeper for her than the breakup ever cut for you. So let her go. Let the silence do what speeches never could. Let time reveal what emotion tried to hide. Let your pain build you. Let your absence teach what your presence could not. You do not need to chase closure. You do not need to chase justice. You do not need to chase regret. Walk with dignity, build in private, heal for real, and understand this like a man. If she left something real for something temporary, time will collect the debt, and by the time it does, you'll be too far gone to care.